welcome to Planetscape Aqua. So today we are discussing about some species profile, and today the topic is about cherry red shrimp. So basically cherry red shrimp are the one of the variety of cherry shrimp that is originated from Taiwan, and you can call it as the most preferable species that hobbyists use around the world for its coloration and also for its algating behavior. So mainly as a low budget alligator, we use cherry shrimp as well as for the fascinating colors, right from the red that is called the cherry red shrimp and to the blue that is called the galaxy blue, but it is a blue cherry shrimp. Cherry shrimp are different in colors, but the most preferable one is the blue and the red. So cherry red shrimp, or we call it the cherry shrimp, is of different varieties like the red that is called the red cherry shrimp, the blue that I've already told, the blue velvet, the orange that is called the orange shrimp, and the yellow, and the most common one that is not preferred but it has very good algating, deviating, and it is a very good hair alligator that is called the ghost shrimp. Yeah, ghost shrimp is a cherry shrimp that is transparent in color. Many people don't know about it, but these are the 7 varieties of cherry shrimp. Not only red is cherry shrimp, but these are the cherry shrimp, and its scientific name is Neocardinia dravidi. Before, at least you can say about 5 to 6 years from today, Neocardinia dravidi is not known as Neocardinia dravidi. It is mainly called as Neocardinia heteropoda and Neocardinia denticulata sinensis. But after researching and knowing the exact species, that both the species are same, so to give it a common name, that is called the Neocardinia dravidi. So what is Neocardinia dravidi, or what's its habitat, or what's the thing? So let's check it out. So first of all, Neocardinia dravidi or cherry shrimp is a very peaceful and non-aggressive shrimp that used or preferred in living in full clean water. That's about pH from about 6.5 to 8, and temperature is preferred between 14 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius. Means they can tolerate 14 to 29 degrees Celsius, and the most preferred temperature is about 22 degrees Celsius. So they are a very good osmoregulator as well as temperature regulator. You can keep near cherry red shrimp throughout India, because we all know that India is a diverse country and all the temperature varies. As well as all the Asian countries, cherry shrimp is very much famous for its viability and its coloration. Go to the housing. So accommodation or housing. So how to keep cherry red shrimp? So cherry shrimp are easy for home aquarium as for breeding as well. They adapt to a whole range of water conditions and thrive in conditions as many with aquarium fishes. So they prefer nearly saline to slightly alkaline pH with zero ammonia and nitrate. With low nitrate will give you best result, but I will prefer not to go with zero nitrate as it will hamper the water conditions. So a cooling, you can also prefer cooling system in warm condition not to exceed 30 degrees Celsius, as it will cause excessive molting in the cherry red shrimp and causes its death. So we can prefer to take about 4 to 8 liters of a deckstock or a small aquarium for keeping about 6 to 8 of this Neocardinia species or cherry shrimp. So, and they prefer planted tank, but you can also keep them as a dirt tank or with a moss tank. They will prefer a solo separate tank for its breeding. If you are planning to breed cherry shrimp, I would recommend you to only keep the shrimp, not with any other species. At even the rasboras, the smallest tiny aquarium species, will also eat them, because shrimp are the food of fish. So it doesn't care, or doesn't really matter if the fish mouth is very much small, but it will always hunt for the shrimplets. So it will reduce the colony size. But if you are wanting to keep it in a community tank, go for the rasboras, the neons, but don't go for anything bigger than that. Okay, and for if you want to keep any alligators with them, you can keep autos. Siamese are not preferred because they will just eat the shrimplets. Many aquascapers will not are comply with me and agree with me, but from my own experience, Siamese alligators are not good tank mate for cherry shrimp. And now coming to the coloration of cherry shrimp, many aquascapers don't know, but many beginners, sorry to say, but many beginners aquascapers don't know that cherry shrimp camouflage. Yeah, they camouflage with the substrate they are being kept. If you keep shaded shrimp in a very dark substrate, they will give their coloration best for orange to red and even the blood red. But if they are kept in sand, let's say the Colorado sand, let's say the Fiji sand, let's say the even the decorative sand, which is a yellowish white color, they will not give their color, because as the substrate is whitish in color or pale in color, they will also camouflage with that and give pale result. So for best coloration, I would advise to keep them in dark substrate, and if preferred, soil, because cherry shrimp used to play or used to eat through their parapods, or their, as we all call it, the claws, to dig out the soil and get the micro organisms to eat. So that's why they eat the biofilm to the surface, and this way you can get the optimum color through keeping the substrate black. And for the behavioral part of cherry shrimp, that is, as I've already told or said earlier, that they are non-aggressive species of shrimp. They are thoroughly active through the day, but at night they are very much senate, or you can say very much come closer to each other and obtain a certain area in which they feed. They used to feed through the biofilm, the aquarium decor, the side of the tank, all you can know, and they prefer floaters. Yeah, they prefer floaters and hiding places. And periodically, cherry shrimp also shed their exoskeletons, as they call mount. It is seen as a ghost. Sometimes when I first introduced them to my tank, when I don't know about them very much, so they shed a whole skin that is called the mount, the upper skeleton of it. So they do so because in wet conditions, if the water perimeter are not same, the parameters are different, the pH is different, the temperature is different, and they are not acclimated enough, like the drip irrigation or drip acclimation, whatever you say it, they will mold within 2 to 3 hours. And also they also mold from growing out of their exoskeleton, because all they have is the exoskeleton. Shrimps don't have any endoskeletons, so they will cause it molting, and it's a whitish structure, and after 2 to 3 days the coloration will come back. But we should also see them as carnivores. Yeah, they are carnivores. When a shrimp dies or a fish dies, sometimes we cannot find the body because they tend to eat it. Yeah, when lacking protein in the diet, cherry shrimp will also eat the bodies of different fishes and even the shrimp, like their own brothers or their own species, for completing their own protein requirement. So this is a whole carnivorous situation in which cherry shrimp is not seen as a very peaceful, but believe me, they are peaceful, non-aggressive, and very much friendly shrimps. When the females are laden with eggs, they tend to hide in different shady places so that the predators or other shrimp would not catch them and eat their babies out of their saddles. So if you are planning to grow the amount of population of cherry red shrimp, please have a lot of hiding places and shady places, and don't introduce any predator fish or any fish, I would say, rather, to have a complete colony of shrimp in less than 3 to 4 months. First introduce about 2 to 3 dozens of cherry red shrimp in tank with adult about pairs, about 5 to 6 pairs, and give them food. So the food mainly is of, I would say, recommend to give them the pellets, shrinking pellets, not the floating ones, because that way they will accommodate huge amount of air bubbles. So give them sinking pellets and every other day, and once or twice a week give them veggies, cucumbers, if possible banana and cabbage leaves boiled. They should be boiled, cabbage leaves should be boiled, and bananas should be given raw, but for only 2 to 3 minute time. After that, the food will become toxic for the fish, and it will decrease the pH, and you can know what will happen, molting will happen. So if you are planning to give veggies or any food, keep them for 2 to 3 minutes and remove the excess that they are not eating. So how to difference between a male cherry shrimp and a female cherry shrimp. So as we all know that females carry the eggs, therefore they have a broader abdomen. The tail section is very much broader in respect to the female. Also, the females are more broader, they are more colored red in respect to the males. So if you are planning to breed in a different way, take 5 to 6 males and about 2 to 3 females for a small community if you want to experiment out. So, and females also have saddles. Saddles are generally, you can see a humpback structure in the lower side of the body in which the eggs are landed. So if a female has saddle but don't have any eggs, that means she is ready to breed. So it's a sign of that maturation of female shrimps. So let's come to the main aspect of this whole session, how we can successfully breed. So let's talk to the main aspect, that is how to successfully breed the cherry red shrimp from a very small colony. So after, you can say, mating or after introducing the adults to the tank, it will take about 1 to 2 weeks for breeding. After the breeding, the female will lays. For the breeding to start, the females will give pheromones to the male and the male will then chase the females. You can all see that in the aquarium if you are doing a breeding in a closed captivating manner. So after the successful breeding, the female lays her eggs and affixes them to the symmetrias. Symmetrias are nothing but the parapods or the things, the scales that are beneath her abdomen, that are called symmetrias. The eggs are not fertilized within the females, they are fertilized as they pass from ovaries from outside of the body. So, and therefore you can say that any shrimp that has carrying its eggs is called, that is mated. Only mated eggs the female will carry, not the unfertilized one. So, and you can also call them as a buried because they are carrying the eggs. So about one shrimp carries about 20 to 30 eggs, and after 2 to 3 weeks they hatch. The eggs are generally, you can say, if they are the lower varieties, with color of yellow, or if they are the higher varieties, the color will be about green or brownish green, but mainly depends on the color of the saddle of the females. So after 3 weeks the eggs hatched and new shrimplets emerges from the body of the female shrimp, and they are about near about 1 mm size, and they look as same as the adults. There is no sexual dimorphisms or difference from the adults one from the newly shrimplets. But after spending 1 month in hiding places, they will eat the biofilms, they will eat the hair algae, the different microorganisms. If you can, please, for complete breeding or for successful breeding, give your shrimplets some planaria, give your shrimplet some veggies, give your shrimplet some shrimp foods that are sinking, not the floater ones. Okay, so under female, under ideal condition, female will go back to breeding again after 1 week of laying the eggs. So now if you are planning to keep them in a community tank or in a planted community tank, so only go for autosynchronous rasboras, only the harlequin rasboras or the lambchop rasboras, the neon tetras, the cardinal tetras, the dwarf corridoras, and you can go even for autosynchronous. Some preferred using dwarf gouramis, but I don't. And you can also use endler live guppies or live bearers, okay, say, but don't go for any cichlids, angels, even red white cloud mountain minnows, or any Australian rainbows. Many people say that rainbow fish are very peaceful, they will not hurt it, but I have kept rainbow and cherry shrimp. The disaster is all the shrimp colony is finished. So don't keep them with any rainbow fish. I've already told you the varieties and species that you can keep together. So keep them, keep patience, feed them, do drastic water change, and after 2 to 3 months you can have a very good large amount of cherry shrimp population. And by the way, the blue and the red are the more desired one, and you can also opt for the orange, but the breeding rate is very low in success in orange. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and click the bell icon to subscribe to our new channel Plantscape Aqua. Thanks.